Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Is everyone ready?
Yes.
Alright, so first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Li Hui. You can call me Li. I'm supposed to be the leader of this group. So, what about you guys?
Hi, my name is Li Hui.
Hi, my name is Indra.
Hi, my name is Prashana.
And I'm Jinzi.
So today we would like to talk about we would like to have a discussion that airborne disease is difficult to control. So before I start, I would like to talk about a little bit info about airborne disease. Airborne disease is a disease that is caused by pathogens and transmitted through air. So anyone of you want to voice out additional info about it?
Yes. Pathogen means it is in a form of fungi, virus, and bacteria.
Oh, I am of the opinion that airborne disease is transmitted through direct contact. Direct contact is the physical contact between infected person and also susceptible person through physical contact.
And I think also, airborne diseases can be transmitted indirectly as well. For example, when an infected person, let's say, sneeze or cough, their hands might be full of germs and they touch doorknobs, lifts, button, and telephone, and someone else actually use that, touch the same thing, and they actually transmit that way. So another way is through indirectly as well.
And then for me, I think it's important for us to learn about this airborne transmission because only when we know about it, it's easier for us to implement the further studies and things we can do. That's why we're having this.
Yeah. So personally, I think that airborne diseases are actually very hard for us to control. As I mentioned earlier, airborne diseases can be transmitted indirectly, which means even though when we cough and we leave that place for maybe a certain amount of time, the virus or the pathogens can still be there. For example, the most dirtiest thing ever will probably be our lift button. Someone sneeze and someone just cover it with their mouth and they just press the button and another person come on and press the button and they might not wash their hand and they buy an ice cream cone, then they might just get infected through one ice cream. So I think airborne disease is actually very hard to control because we can't see it and
It spreads
spread
very
through
rapidly.
yes.
Yeah.
And just you wouldn't know that you got it until probably it's too late. Yeah.
Anyone else want to voice out their opinion?
I agree with the Jinzi opinion because I think that nowadays, although there are solutions to control the airborne disease, but many people lack of all the awareness. They think that just take it easy. They even don't like to wear mask, although there is outbreak of disease. Like during certain period of time, there is outbreak of H1N1 and SARS, but they just didn't have, they don't have the awareness. They didn't take care of their hygiene. They didn't wash their hands before they have their meals, all that. So I think this is one of the problem that they face.
Ignorance of people.
Ignorance of people.
Towards the health. To add on with you, I also agree that airborne diseases are really difficult to be controlled because the airborne diseases are like spreading through the air. So we are directly contacting with the air. We are daily exhaling and inhaling the air. So it's very easy to get the disease. And to add on, other than direct contact and indirect contact, we also have lots of construction and renovation activities going on. So, as we know, the airborne pathogens can survive in dust, air, and moisture, which are present in healthcare facilities, which are usually represent during the site construction and renovation activities. Um, So we can't stop any renovation activities because the need is still there because of the population are increasing. So what do you think about that?
Thank you, Indra. Well, for me, I agree. I mean, I feel like Indra has a point when she says that it's hard to stop construction because of economic development. But the thing is, right, and that how it helps to sort of contribute to the problem of how airborne diseases can be easily, I mean, how airborne diseases is difficult to control. For me, I feel like, even when you have a construction site, you always have it in a secluded area, like they always have things to block people from entering the building in the construction site. So it's hard for people to actually be exposed to all the dust and particles and things like that. And also, we're talking about more like what Leroy said about like H1N1 and SARS and whatnot, other airborne diseases. You have things like, I mean, the government has implemented things like masks, facial masks, and then they've talked about how, when you wash your hands coming out of a hospital or anything, there's always specific steps to follow to make sure all the germs is gone off and things like that. So what do you think, Leroy?
I agree with Sharma, and I personally think that it's true that airborne disease is hard to control in some way, but I personally think that it's all about human mindset. And when people tends to be ignorance about something like as serious as this, and yeah, it's up to them. And if they got the disease, it's their problem. I mean, it's not it's not our responsibility. I mean, it's not our responsibility for that because it is their fault for not doing that. So I mean, the government and even the hospital, even the medical psych person, they have told us and prepare all the precaution for us, and it's all up to us whether to follow it or not.
But that is only in hospitals. People will be not following it in the house.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm sorry. I believe everyone got TVs, right?
But you say that sorry, you say that it's all about mindset, correct? So, but sometimes it's about environment as well. Environment is one of the main factors that airborne disease that can actually infect everyone. It doesn't matter if you are living in a city, developing countries, or even rural area. For example, if you want to talk about city, even the most advanced city, if we can think of like maybe Japan, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Singapore, one of the reasons that airborne disease can be transmitted through these major cities are because their density are so high. So many people can come into contact with each other every single second, and transport them taking transport from one place to another place. For example, for work, you can't avoid them being like having contact with each other as well. So environment is actually it's a major reason why airborne diseases are actually very hard to
Well,
control.
you got a point because it's hard to be in total control of airborne disease, but now we are talking about airborne disease control, and I believe we got no 100% total control in this thing. And so what can we do is we try our very best and have a best mindset so that we can do what we can to prevent all this from happening.
Yeah, that's why we have the opinion that airborne disease is very difficult to control. So let's back to our topic. Um, because during our everyday routine, we will get contact with the person, even the person we don't know and person we know. They might be infected person or even susceptible person. So with this, we easy to get transmit all the disease since if at the first stage of their disease period they won't show any symptoms, then we don't know about whether they are infected person or not. So now, if we get contact with them, then we will get infected also.
Yes, I strongly agree with your point. Because in early stage of some infection, you don't really get early infection. For example, I have a very good example. I got chickenpox on my sister's wedding, and I got it 2 weeks after. Then I realized I got it from my sister's wedding because after my sister went back to the husband's hometown and a few of the kids got it too. So in that period, 2 weeks, after 2 weeks, then I only start to show symptoms. So it's actually a very hard thing for you to control because certain time you don't even show flu symptom, cough symptom, or any feverish symptom.
Means like we are not aware of what we are going to get, right?
But in your case, it's better because the disease is just the chicken pox.
Exactly.
But, yeah.
It can be something
How
more
about
serious.
if something, the disease, other disease like H1N1, measles, all that, or tuberculosis, the one should be the whole country might get infected, and this I can't imagine the effect after that.
The thing is, right, when you are talking about all these diseases, it's mostly common diseases that's actually already happened. So you already have vaccines developed, and then people, even though you don't see the early stages, there are still stages that you can like see and then work on it. We've already had scientists work on things like that. And what else do I want to say? Back me up here. This is
Like, honestly, I think that the problem is not. You said you got the chicken pox from there, right? I mean, the problem is not you. The problem is the carrier. The carrier should acknowledge their problem and not attend the wedding.
That's why they
don't
don't have early symptoms. They don't even know they got chickenpox. That's why it's very hard to control because most of the time they don't even know they had it and they just go on with their life and they just sneeze around or cough around without sanitizing after that. So it's
Moreover,
you can't avoid them.
Moreover, as you said that we already have vaccines for those H1N1 and other diseases, but that one all we found the vaccines after the disease
Yes.
occurred.
After the
So,
outbreak.
yeah, maybe future we can be also facing a new disease. Then we might also be have to sacrifice lots of people. Then only we can find another vaccine.
But the thing is, we're talking about like airborne diseases, right? And I know that it can be hard, but the thing is, with all our technological advancements right now, and how like I remember when I was in the flight, and then they said about H1N1, and then all the air stewardess like before we landed in Malaysia, they had to spray some kind of chemical to prevent all kinds of germs on us. So people actually taking a lot of precautionary steps. We're having cameras everywhere to check your body heat temperature and things like that. So we are saying that nowadays it's easier to control as compared to those days when it first started the outbreak and things like that. Yes.
So we all agree with what she's doing.
I agree with what she's saying. Like seriously, H1N1 for now, if you say that it's hard to control, but H1N1 got their vaccine now, right? So imagine, even now, H1N1 doesn't have a vaccine. So it will get worse, right? But we do cure it. I mean, we got vaccine for it. So yeah, the H1N1 problem is in control now at least. So when there's a new disease, I believe with our current technology or future technology, we can still control it and do it in a better way.
But as what Indra said just now, we have to sacrifice a lot of people before the vaccine is invented
Yes.
and found the vaccine.
And as you said, airborne diseases, they are not stupid virus or they actually know how to evolve and they
will
actually know
evolve.
how
All the
to
conditions
resist.
Airborne disease is air, not vector-borne. Don't
No.
use everyone as
No,
The virus, the
the
virus,
the
the virus,
they can actually evolve and they can resist your vaccine and they can resist all of your all of your medication.
Yes.
So it will actually get stronger and stronger. It will eventually only be harder for us to actually find a cure, find a vaccine for it. And add on to it, you're talking about finding when there's a new disease occur, then we'll eventually find out a vaccine for them, right? But you should also know that in this technologically advanced country, right, where we are now, you actually go through quite some lab tests, lab trial before they can actually release it commercially for us to use it. So, for example, okay, this is not airborne disease, but the Zika virus right now, they are only the vaccine is not even near yet.
Yeah. But then again, that's a vector-borne disease with Aedes mosquitoes, and now they're taking a lot of precautionary steps to actually stop people like that. People, please stop getting pregnant right now because we are trying to eliminate it, but they're not really sure yet what this covers. But yeah, let's get back to the main point. Okay, thank you for the Zika virus thing. But I wanted to talk about we're talking about mentalities, right? And how yes about that, and how that some people might be too lazy to wear the mask and then they'll get infected. What I wanted to say is that yes, okay, what I want to say that is if we educate our people well enough, we can definitely make someone once they start seeing people die in the newspaper, seeing their family members die and get sick, everyone will start wearing masks. You just see how everyone will start bringing it to school and things like that.
We learn from mistakes.
Yes, we learn from mistakes. Yes. Now, shall we come to a conclusion?
Alright, I guess we don't have much time left, so to sum it up, I guess everyone has their own opinion, and Jinzi, Indra and Yihui got their agree the fact that airborne disease is difficult to control. Meanwhile, me and Prashana, I'm sorry, me and Prashana agree to the fact that airborne disease is easy to control. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess that's all from us.
That's all.